What's up, Bears fans? Welcome to another episode of the Black Bear Podcast. I'm your host, Mark Robb, and today we're just going to get into some preseason action. Where was Justin Fields? Is Tyson Bagent QB2? And what does that mean for PJ Walker? All that and more right after this.
Yeah. It's church. Hey. Feel like a king, feel like a god. I don't think no one can stop me. I'm on my way straight to the top. These niggas looking so sloppy. I know.
The Chicago Bears just finished preseason game number 2 against the Indianapolis Colts. Where was Justin Fields? Well, they also finished joint practices this week against the Indianapolis Colts. And if you've seen the headlines and news, those practices were very physical. Those practices were very intense. Justin Fields was knocked down twice. And on top of being knocked down twice on one of his throws, his hand was hit, which left him shaking it loose, trying to get the pain out, trying to get it loose again. And Matt Eberflus was pissed. So I'm guessing if you can't hit quarterbacks in practice, and he was hit twice in intense practices, might I add, he was hit twice. Imagine what possibly could happen if he played in that game where there was some bad blood between the two teams. So that's why I'm thinking Justin Fields was not out there on Saturday. Let's move on to the man of the hour, Tyson Bagent. So PJ Walker versus Tyson Bagent QB2 competition is heating up. I went ahead and just put some surface level stats up there for y'all just to see how they've been doing in these 2 preseason games. So in the 2 preseason games combined, PJ Walker 5 for 12, 25 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 1 interception. He was sacked twice. And the vibe throughout camp was he just was flat out bad. He just has not looked good. And a lot of Bears beat reporters are worried about it because it's not getting better. They haven't seen any good things from him in camp. So Tyson Bagent, between the 2 preseason games combined, he was 13 for 15, 113 yards, 0 interceptions, 1 rushing touchdown. He was also sacked twice. And in camp, his vibe was he wasn't great, but he's definitely flashed. You know, the reporters that were able to attend, they seen flashes from him in camp. So they seen some good plays, some good throws. Tyson Bagent is actually from Shepherd University, a D2 college. Yes, D2 college in West Virginia, I believe. So I'm sure it's not a huge school, a big school, but when he did there, what he did there was record breaking. Like all the dude did was break records and put up record breaking performances. We got one of those being thrown for 159 touchdowns in the 2022 season to break an NCAA record for passing touchdowns, which is amazing. Now, if Tyson Bagent does somehow move into that QB2 spot, what does that mean for PJ Walker? Well, PJ Walker this offseason signed a $4 million deal with the Chicago Bears, $2 million guaranteed. So I don't think he will be going anywhere anytime soon. Now, PJ Walker I think this is his 7th season, 6 or 7 seasons, but he's been on a few different teams, but he's also been in the XFL. And if I'm not mistaken, you guys can put it in the comments if I'm wrong on this, but I think he played in the USFL as well. So, I mean, he's a vet. He's been doing this. He played with the Carolina Panthers last year. I'm sure everybody who's a Bears fan seen the game-winning touchdown, or should have been game-winning touchdown, from PJ Walker to DJ Moore in one of those Panthers games last season, which ended in DJ Moore taking off his helmet and getting a penalty after the touchdown, which kind of cost him the game. But so PJ Walker, $2 million guaranteed. So it's kind of hard to see him being cut now. I've heard if he is cut, if he were to be cut, the financial penalty wouldn't be that much in the first place. But when you he's a veteran and you gave him $2 million, so you kind of want to keep him there, at least at QB3. I don't see Nathan Peterman being QB3, even though he played better than PJ Walker in his second game as well. So I kind of think just move him to QB3. Bagent goes to QB2, and then your boy Fields at QB1. Me personally, if I'm the coach, I'm not gonna move too fast on Tyson Bagent. A lot of Bears fans for a long time have pounded the table to get a developmental quarterback in this building, and just like I said, develop them. Just work at it and hone in on his skills and sharpen those up year after year. Tyson Bagent was undrafted. I don't see the rush in trying to move him in there to QB2, and if the crazies out there are thinking there's a chance he could take QB1 spot, but I ain't gonna put that in the universe because that's crazy. But yeah, just let Bagent, let him simmer, let him sharpen those skills. Honestly, I wouldn't move him to QB2, because if you keep him at QB3, here's what you could do. Because the new NFL rules, teams are able to carry 3 quarterbacks. Yes, it will take up a spot on the 53-man roster. Some people don't think it will, but indeed, it will take up a spot on the 53-man roster. But you keep them on the 53-man roster as QB3 and not put them at the practice squad, because practice squad players can be stolen now. You put Tyson Bagent with those numbers on the screen that I'm showing you, 13 for 15, 113 yards, and also the eye test, because, yes, people saw that. He will get scooped up within the first opening day whenever teams can go in there and steal players off practice squads. Tyson Bagent will get scooped up right away. So that's why I think you keep him at QB3, let him learn a little bit more. Yeah, he has some good games, and PJ Walker just looked like hot trash out there. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. But don't rush it. Don't move him. Don't put Tyson Bagent in there too soon. Let him work in practice a little bit more, because I'm sure he needs it. You never know when he can take his lumps. Let's move on to some other standout players in preseason game. Roschon Johnson. See, I was on a podcast, the pregame show for this preseason game, and I told them, CNG podcast, shout out to those boys. I told them I did not think Roschon Johnson would get enough carries. I didn't think the Bears would use him enough, especially with the way the value at running back, the running back position is, the value at running back has just plummeted. So I didn't think they would use a rookie that early. I didn't think they would give him many carries, especially when you got second-year running back Khalil Herbert and veteran D'Onta Foreman, who rushed for 1,000 yards, I think, or maybe he was short of 1,000 yards, but he didn't get to start until about week 7. So Roschon Johnson, I changed that take. I definitely think he will be, if not running back 1 by week 6, week 7, he'll definitely be running back 2. He will get his carries because he looks good. The dude not only looks explosive and he runs physical, but he looks agile. Like, he can make some guys miss if he have to, instead of lowering his shoulder. So he had a good game. He was a standout in this preseason game. Another guy I want to speak about briefly, real quick, is wide receiver Daurice Fountain. Now, before I go into Daurice Fountain, I'm gonna ask you guys to go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe, please. We are bringing y'all fire content every time the Bears play or some news drops. So Daurice Fountain, a little background on Daurice Fountain. He's actually from Wisconsin. I played against the dude 4 years, and he actually gave me my first moment where I thought, like, man, Am I like that or not? The dude was insane. He was by far the best receiver I have ever played against in my life, and he had a game this Saturday. I think he had about 7 catches, 82 yards and a touchdown, 85 yards and a touchdown. But not even just this game. Beat reporters, we have a thing where, as Bears fans, we find a training camp darling every year where we just like, oh my God, that dude in training camp, a lower tier dude, maybe a practice squad guy, undrafted guy, where we're just like, yeah, that dude, he's making a team. He could be used on this team. The thing with Darius Fountain is that Bears wide receiver room has gotten so much better. You got DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool, Tyler Scott, the rookie, and I don't think Velus Jones is going anywhere. He was a third-round pick. So all y'all dudes, all y'all Bears fans out there who think Velus Jones should be cut because he can't field punts. Don't get me wrong, he can't field punts. But you don't cut him because he had a good camp. He's had a good camp, so you don't cut him. Maybe take him off punts. Maybe put Darius Fountain back there. I don't know. But so that Bears wide receiver room is tough. I think with all the success Darius Fountain has had with his Bears team throughout training camp, he's probably just going to be a practice squad player. I mean, I can't see the Bears putting him on the active roster just with how deep that wide receiver room is. I didn't even mention Equinemius St. Brown and the guy who replaced Velus Jones on punt returns, Dante Pettis. So it's looking like the best he'll do with the Bears roster at this point, barring a crazy injury to that wide receiver room, is practice squad, which is fine because, hey man, he's from my town, so I played against the dude, so I wouldn't mind watching him in a Bears jersey, man. We support in any way we can on this show. But I think I'm gonna wrap it up there. That's it for today, man. Like, subscribe, check out my past videos. We gonna get up out of here and leave y'all with one of these. Peace.